Hey there, I thought this is a nice occasion for my first Toy Soldier review. These just got in the mail quite recently from the United States, so they came all the way overseas. And what do we have here? It's the SPRUE from HUT, from the 7 Years Wars Austrian, scale 1 to 32, also known as 45mm. These just got in. About a year ago I painted their prototypes for this set, and those were just two poses with the 3D printer in resin. So yeah, this is the pre-final result of what soon will be in the stores, online and physically. Yeah, so let's have a look at them. So this is the Fusilier SPRUE, and I think I'm really excited. Had did a great job on these. When I had the prototypes about a year ago, the backpacks were not yet attached to the figures, and as you can see now they are. As you might know, with the 1/32 scale, some sets arrived in a marching, commanding and action set or box, and besides this set, this is the Fusilier set, the Fusilier SPRUE. So in a box of I guess 18 figures you will get 3 of these sprues, and that will be the Fusilier set. And then there will also be a Grenadier set and a command set. I think the base is slightly thicker than the 1/32 Napoleonic ones, but I'm really thrilled. I think the sculpting is great, and really on the level of their early Napoleonic sets, like the light infantry sets, which soon also will be restocked. So yeah, I think on these Carabiniers the sculpting is great, and I think it's kind of the same level or maybe even better than this set, which was, in my opinion, together with the chasseurs and the voltigeurs, the best set they have made so far. So it's great to see them being back on that same level again. So what we do have here is, let's just mention it once again, it's the test sprue. So it's like, yeah, it's a sample basically. Before they will go actually into production, they ask a couple of painters to paint them up, and I was among the fortunate ones. I guess they liked the prototypes that I painted in the summer of 2018, and I was really keen to also get my hands on these, of course. So yeah, they just arrived this week when I was not home. So on the top row we have 2 marching figures. So in the end you will have 6. So 3 times these 2 guys. Yeah, that's what you will get out of the box eventually. As you can see, the heads are separate. Let's get a closer look if it doesn't get too shaky. I hope not. So yeah, as you can see, the heads are separate, and also the arms of some poses are separate. Both the muskets, so the firing arms, as the hands, which I kind of like because you're able to slightly alter the pose of the figure. So we have 1 firing figure here, 2 marching figures here. Let's turn them around. Then we have here the charging pose. And his arms, his musket and his hands are here. And then we have 2 advancing figures, which I kind of like because I think you can especially this one, slightly alter his arm in order to get some variety. I think the sculpting on the heads is great, on the faces. And here you see the two muskets of the advancing poses. The color is slightly different than it's on my phone now. It's a bit more saturated. It's a bit between very light brown and a bit skin colored, tan skin colored, I would say. Yeah, so that's about it. Let's have a look at them from the rear. So as you can see, these are Fusiliers, so they don't wear the saber. They have their bayonets, the backpacks, which was in the 7 Years' Wars and also later in the early Napoleonic Wars, worn like this. It's more on the hip than on the back. You have the cartridge box over here, and they have the long tails, which I kind of like, the long hair tails. And again, I think, let's get it in focus. I think the detail is great. And they feel really tangible, so somehow. Yeah, so they're really, some figures tend to be a bit more flat, or I don't know how to describe it best, but these really feel very vivid, very lively, and I guess that's what I really like about them. So the good news is that I hope these will soon be released, so everybody can buy them. So again, as I mentioned earlier, there will also be a box of Grenadiers, Austrian Grenadiers, and there will be a box of command figures. And the other good news is that quite simultaneously or shortly afterwards, there will be also a Napoleonic Austrian set be released. Het is kind of trying to pick up the pace with their 1:32 or 45mm scale, which I think is a very clever thing to do, because it's always better to release multiple sets after each other in a short amount of time rather than releasing one every couple of years. So yeah, I also really hope that I will be invited to paint some test sprues of those, and also eventually I will buy probably a lot of them, because I'm working at the moment also on a Napoleonic Austrian army, the Habsburger army, which is now only made up out of 2 different sets of artillery, from which I bought a lot. But I will also purchase some of these probably, and also the 7 Years' War Austrian set. If you don't know that set, it's definitely worth looking up, as well as all the other sets of Het, I think. So I'm really happy that there is a clear sign of life again in this, for me, one true scale. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and keep an eye on Het, and I will probably give a sign whenever they're available. And yeah, I'm gonna cut these off the sprue and paint them up, and pictures will follow. Take care.